What if the key to defeating Alzheimer's and other devastating brain diseases has been hiding inside our cells all along? A groundbreaking study is turning everything we thought we knew about neurodegeneration upside down, and the implications could change millions of lives. Scientists have finally cracked one of medicine's most perplexing puzzles. They've proven for the very first time that when the tiny power plants in our brain cells malfunction, it directly triggers the memory loss and cognitive decline we see in neurodegenerative diseases. But here's where it gets controversial. This discovery suggests we may have been approaching treatment for conditions like Alzheimer's completely wrong. Researchers from France's prestigious INSERM Institute and the University of Bordeaux, working alongside Canadian colleagues from Université de Moncton, have published their revolutionary findings in Nature Neuroscience. Their work represents a seismic shift in how we understand brain degeneration, and honestly, it's about time someone connected these dots. Let's talk about mitochondria, those microscopic powerhouses that most of us probably forgot about since high school biology class. These cellular engines are absolutely critical for keeping us alive, converting nutrients into the energy our bodies desperately need. Your brain, being the energy-hungry organ it is, relies heavily on these mitochondria to keep neurons firing and communicating effectively. When mitochondria start failing, neurons essentially starve, and that's when things go downhill fast. Now here's what makes this study absolutely fascinating. For years, scientists noticed that people with Alzheimer's disease had damaged mitochondria in their brain cells. But, and this is the part most people miss, nobody could definitively say whether the mitochondrial problems were causing the brain damage, or if the brain damage was destroying the mitochondria. It's the classic chicken and egg dilemma that has stumped researchers for decades. The French-Canadian research team wasn't content with speculation. They developed something unprecedented, an artificial biological switch called mitoDreadd-Gs that can actually boost mitochondrial activity on command. Think of it as a remote control for your cellular power plants. Pretty incredible, right? Here's where the results get mind-blowing. When they activated this mitochondrial booster in laboratory mice suffering from dementia-like symptoms, something remarkable happened. The animals' memory problems didn't just stabilize. They actually improved. Their brain cells started functioning normally again, as if someone had simply flipped the power back on. This work is the first to establish a cause and effect link between mitochondrial dysfunction and symptoms related to neurodegenerative diseases, suggesting that impaired mitochondrial activity could be at the origin of the onset of neuronal degeneration, explains Giovanni Marsicano, the INSERM research director who co-led this groundbreaking study. But wait, there's a plot twist that's stirring up debate in scientific circles. If mitochondrial problems are indeed the root cause of neurodegeneration, why haven't previous treatments targeting these organelles been more successful? Some experts argue that this research, while promising, oversimplifies an incredibly complex disease process. Others worry that focusing too heavily on mitochondria might divert resources from other promising therapeutic avenues. Etienne Hébert-Châtelet, a Canadian professor who helped spearhead this research, sees enormous potential. These results will need to be extended, but they allow us to better understanding the important role of mitochondria in the proper functioning of our brain. Ultimately, the tool we developed could help us identify the molecular and cellular mechanisms responsible for dementia and facilitate the development of effective therapeutic targets. The team isn't stopping here, and this is where things get really exciting. Luigi Bellocchio, another key researcher on the project, revealed their next ambitious goal. Our work now consists of trying to measure the effects of continuous stimulation of mitochondrial activity to see whether it impacts the symptoms of neurodegenerative diseases and ultimately delays neuronal loss or even prevents it if mitochondrial activity is restored. Imagine the possibilities. Instead of watching helplessly as Alzheimer's progressively steals memories and personalities, we might be able to supercharge the brain's own power systems to fight back. Instead of managing decline, we could potentially prevent or even reverse it. Of course, we need to pump the brakes on our excitement just a bit. These are early-stage animal studies, and the journey from laboratory mice to human treatments is notoriously long and filled with obstacles. Many promising therapies that work in animals never translate successfully to human patients. But the fact that researchers have finally established this causal relationship opens doors that were previously locked tight. The broader implications stretch far beyond just Alzheimer's disease. Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease, and other neurodegenerative conditions all share similar patterns of mitochondrial dysfunction. If this therapeutic approach proves effective in humans, we could be looking at a universal strategy for combating an entire family of devastating diseases. Here's something that might spark some heated discussions. If mitochondrial health is this crucial for brain function, shouldn't we be paying more attention to lifestyle factors that support these cellular powerhouses? Diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management all influence mitochondrial health. Are we medicalizing problems that might have significant lifestyle components? What's your take on this research? Do you think we've been missing the forest for the trees by focusing on amyloid plaques and tau tangles in Alzheimer's research, while neglecting the cellular energy crisis happening right under our noses? And here's a question that might make you uncomfortable. If you had a family history of neurodegenerative disease, would you be willing to participate in experimental mitochondrial enhancement treatments, knowing the risks involved? The clock is ticking for millions of people worldwide who are either battling these diseases or watching loved ones slip away. This research might just be the breakthrough we've been desperately waiting for, but only time will tell if it lives up to its extraordinary promise.